Hey, check it out. Hey, we right now, y'all are tuned in to Dope Media, Sunnyside Studios. You know what I'm saying? It is going down right now. It's a great day, and check it out. It's your boy AD, the Problem Solver, and we got a special guest today. We're about to interview. Hey man, you start talking about holy hip hop. You start talking about the devil trying to throw distractions in the way to get you off your game, but you still stay focused and doing it anyway. You know what I'm saying? My brother was in the military. He go handle his business overseas. He got all the distractions in the world. This suggesting that he got more important things to do, but the God in him tells him every time, keep your eyes on the prize. You're not here ultimately to do this. You here to serve me. You know what I'm saying? And he just keep mashing for the kingdom. He's serving. He doing great music for God. You know what I'm saying? He's a member of one of the hottest groups in hip hop. You start talking about driven on positive energy. You talking about my brother Deeternal. What's the deal? Make some noise for my boy Deeternal, man. Deeternal is in the building. You know what I'm saying?
I'm on the camera side.
Okay, what? Okay, the simple-minded listeners gonna, what's the difference between eternal and Deeternal? Because the simple-minded listener gonna associate Deeternal with something negative. What you got to say about him or whatever?
First of all, thank you for the amazing intro.
Oh man,
I'm like, it's like the Mike Tyson intro. So second, I mean, it's good to be like on this side of the lens. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. Usually I'm behind the camera. And there's nobody behind the camera right now, but Deeternal. Funny story. So God actually gave me that name.
Okay.
It was like 2009, and I was in my homegirl's, her mom's garage.
Okay.
It was me, her, those egos. You remember those egos?
Yeah, those egos.
And this dude
Shout out to those egos.
Yeah, and this dude named Rambo. We used to freestyle and make music. Yeah. So we used to freestyle and make music in the garage, and in her mom's garage, we had a mattress on the wall, and we had a microphone on a hanger, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, one day, man, I was blazed out of my mind. I mean, I was on all types of stuff back then. I think I was smoking weed, and I was drunk that night. Anyways, I was listening to some Tupac. And we had just done a little song. And I was talking to God, honestly. I've always had this relationship with God. I haven't always been clean. But I was talking to him, and I don't know, dude. Like, I was just thinking, like, in my soul, I'm like, I need to do something different with my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is cool, but this isn't, like, where I want to stay. And I don't know, I was like, because they called me D-Money back then.
Okay.
I did not give myself that name. But I was like, D-Money, like, like that's so cliche. And I don't know, dude, like God just, it was some in the Tupac song, and then I just heard this voice say Deeternal. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, your words are power, and what you say and what you create will live on forever. So, yeah.
Deeternal.
My name ring bells, you know what I'm saying?
Know what I'm talking about? Hey, how do you feel about? Do you still keep up with the battling?
I don't, because I honestly, this is my personal opinion. I hate the way battle rap is. I hate the direction it's gone.
Hey, and that's crazy because I don't just listen to secular, but every now and then I'll be in the loop on what's going on.
Yeah.
And I was watching a Cassidy interview.
Cassidy was hard, dude.
And what he was saying was it's watered down right now, because he was saying, like, back then, when you be spitting going into your spill or whatever, like if you fall off, that's it. Your turn is over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like nowadays, like with the new wave people, they let you they let you continue and allow you to remember what you was about to say.
What bothers me is the staged part of it, right? And I mean, I like battling to music, right? In acapella battling, that's great, right? But there's a element of it that I miss, the impromptu, the off the top. Because when I came up freestyling was off the top. It wasn't a free written verse that you did.
It wasn't like remembering something that you wrote.
And sometimes I'll see some of these battles where they'll sit there and like they'll bust a line and the crowd gets too loud and they'll repeat that line. And I'm like, oh, but it's supposed to be off the top. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's me. I came up listening to a lot of Slim Shady, 90s
Shout
Eminem.
out to Eminem.
Yeah, and Cassidy. DMX, Busta Rhymes.
In my personal experience working with you and everything, cause like you do a lot of great music and you definitely sound like a real MC or you be going in and you don't sound like the traditional H-Town artist.
See, like when I was in middle school is when I started rapping, right? Like just because I went to all black pretty much middle school. And it was Klein Intermediate, right by Garden City.
Y'all at the
all the time, bro, every morning. But see, it started as I was this sixth grader, fresh into middle school, and I'm like the only white kid in the entire school. Like, I mean, there's a couple here and there, but the only one that's trying to kind of be in the mix, right? And so I was that's what I was around, the beatboxing and on the tables, and I sucked back then. But then I started hanging around more people that did that, you know what I'm saying? And that just became that was the thing to do in the morning.
Did you drop any albums or mixtapes or anything when you was rapping secular for the streets or whatever?
Yeah, I dropped one album as a secular artist. It was called Offensive Music.
Oh, okay.
It was 2011 that I dropped that. 2012. Right after I got back from basic training. So it was like a 17-song album. I recorded majority of it at Anarchy Studios with Ace Divine. That's actually the first studio I worked at too. So
shout out to Ace.
Yeah, Ace.
Anarchy Studio.
Ace taught me all the basics of everything.
Just talk a little bit about your coming to Christ moment and what made you decide to start doing music for the Lord ultimately.
Yeah, man, I just started learning the power of my tongue. And I read this book, The Secret, and it talks about the law of attraction. And even Jesus spoke of that. He didn't call it the law of attraction, but the things you speak about, they come back to you. God's word is not null and void. We're made in his image. We're creators, So I took all that and I was just like, man, I'm saying a lot of crazy things on these tracks. You know what I'm saying? It sounded good, but it's like you're creating that, and I learned about that and it was just the thing in me and I was just like, man, I want to create good things or I just don't want to do it at all, So I asked God, I was like, hey, can you show me how to do this for you? But I didn't want to do Christian rap because all I knew in this was 2014. All I knew in 2014 was corny stuff I seen on the internet. I didn't know about Lecrae. And I don't think majority of these other rappers were out yet, So I was like, I don't want to do Christian rap, but I want to do positive stuff that's clean and still be able to be marketable. So then I ran into Cole on Facebook, and I had not seen Cole since 2007. I met her on MySpace.
Right on.
And when I started asking about T-Pain, I got blocked. So we lost touch. Anyways, I seen Cole on Facebook. I don't know how we were friends. But we were, and her and Two Crunk were doing, I Woke Up in a Brand New Body. And I was like, that sounds hot, and it's not corny.
Right.
So I commented. I'm like, hey, I want to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, let's go. So we went to Anarchy, and I remember I called Ace, and I was telling Ace, I booked a 2-hour session. And I told Ace, dude, you got to bring your A game. Because she's industry artist.
Yeah.
And we met up there, man, and we did our first song, Cream. And we did Cream in 2 sessions. So we did Cream, and then we came back a second session to finish it the next week. And it was good, man. And she told me about the D.O.P.E movement. And I was like, well, I got all these skills I can bring. So I just went 1,000 miles an hour, and now we're here. I deployed in 2015, and within that time frame, I dropped the album This Is Me, but it was only CD. It wasn't on all platforms. And I was still writing overseas, and I recorded some music overseas, actually. I bought a bunch of stuff from Amazon and had it shipped to me.
Yeah.
And I put it all in this little tough box. And at the MWR, they had this little room where you could record, like, messages to your family. Well, they let me set up my studio stuff in there.
Y'all had the MWR?
Yeah, in Kuwait. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
I was a supervisor in MWR
Really?
in the Navy.
That's cool.
They sent me on a TAD, a temporary assigned duty.
Yeah.
I was one of the supervisors in MWR. I had a couple of guys.
Yeah, the MWR was cool, man. They had like the pool tables and ping pong.
Gym.
Yeah, they had a gym. They had a gym.
Yeah.
It was a place for us to unwind. Like outside of mission hours. So but I recorded a couple songs. I recorded some pretty hateful music over there. Yeah. I was going through a divorce, and I was actually gonna stop doing Christian hip hop, and because I never really put on the Christian hip hop label. That's not something I wanted. It was put on me, by our community, and I think that's fine. I don't mind repping Christ. That's what I want to do.
Of course.
But what I don't want to do is be put in this box. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I wasn't proud of some of the music that I made over there. So when I got home, I deleted it, most of it, except for like 2 songs. And one of those is with me and Amos, the Friends, the Foes, I remember when they changed up on me. So that one was recorded actually overseas.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, and I came home and mixed and mastered it, and then got Amos on it. But when I got home, that was 2016, and I've been recording. I got like 90-something songs in the bank.
Oh, wow.
So this album, Awaken, is actually a set of 15 songs from deployment to about a year out of deployment.
Hey, before we go into the album, just tell us real quick. What's your thoughts of the hip hop movement as a whole right now? Do you think it's watered down, too many mumble rappers, or what's the deal?
It's not what it used to be, but it's like anything. Cars are not what they used to be. It's evolving. Do I like it? Sometimes, kind of. I prefer what's of my era, But I can appreciate the artistry now. Now, I do think a lot of artists are starting to sound alike. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a whole lot of variety anymore, from what I've heard. Now, in the underground hip-hop scene, it's different. I know a lot of underground hip-hop artists who I feel like should be on the radio, but they just don't have the backing, or they don't have the promo, or some of them just don't have the quality, to meet standards. On the Christian side, I, in my heart, honestly feel like there's this artist called Logic, and I just heard Logic like maybe a couple months ago, and I was like, 90% of what I'm hearing on Christian hip-hop radio, they sound like they're trying to be Logic. It's just what I've... it's just what I've heard. I mean, you got your... And I'm talking about mostly Engine, because that's like the only Christian hip-hop station that I know.
Right.
And I mean, I think that's just might have something to do with the filtering that's been going on in Engine. But I mean, you got some other good artists like that are on there, like V Squad, Trey 9, he's got his own sound. World Rejects, they have their own sound. I'd love to hear some more Dope Movement on there, because I'm trying to be unbiased, but like I think as a unit we have a completely unique sound, you know what I'm saying? And Global Gospel, I love his music. Living Water, you, Cole, myself, Patience, Raw, Amos, Sharon. I mean, I like the variety there.
So who you got in your deck right now? Like, we going to the Deeternal's car outside, we going to BMW.
I'm actually getting rid of it, but
you getting rid of it?
I'm gonna trade it for a Subaru.
Who you jamming right now?
Honestly, I have my album downloaded, and I've just been jamming my album over and over, because I gotta remember my lyrics, and I have a problem with writing too well. majority of my music I don't write anymore. I just freestyle it, like, because the booth is right here. You know what I'm saying? I'll be here listening, going there. So I've been jamming my album, Awaken, and I've been jamming some of our new stuff and the kids that I record. I jam some of their stuff too.
You know what? Some simple-minded person that's watching this interview somewhere thinking that that's a selfish answer.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk to that selfish person real quick, because if you start when you listen to too much of somebody else, guess who you might start sounding like when it's time for you to start doing your music.
Yeah, definitely.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do like two artists that I record, Big Trigger and Zalesful King. I like their music. I jam them a lot. I also jam 50/50 Twin.
Shout out to 50/50 Twin.
He recorded, I forgot the name of it. I jam it so much too. He recorded a single with me a couple years ago that he hasn't dropped yet. Ball on him. It's pretty explicit, but I like the I like the song. You know, Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates.
Shout out to Gates.
Older Gates, not really the newer Gates.
Let's talk about the album.
Okay.
How many songs on the album? What producers you got on it? Who all featured on there?
There's
anything you want to say about the album?
There's 15 songs on the album. 14 songs will be on all platforms. One song will be a YouTube only track. The YouTube only track is a song that I did with Hollywood Anderson.
Shout out to Hollywood Anderson.
Yeah, he's from
American Idol.
Yeah, so the song is Best Friend. It's a song I wrote for Cole. He's on the hook. And because of distribution kind of conflicts that we had, I use distro, and he doesn't like distro because it's kind of hard for other artists to get the royalties. I'm not going to be putting that song on all platforms, but it will be on YouTube. So that's the only one that's kind of its own little promo song. The rest, man, it's 14 of them. I got explicit productions on majority of the beats.
Shout out to explicit.
He's really good.
He did the track with me, you, and Big C.
Out the Struggle, yeah.
Out the Struggle.
That's on the album too.
Yeah.
So that, you know, I had released the previous version of it.
I appreciate you for letting me use it for the chopped and
dude. For
the chopped up version of the Amazing Grace.
Yeah. I love that song. So yeah, he did that.
I needed a recent track that we were on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He did In My Zone. I mean, he did a bunch of little songs.
I remember that In My Zone.
Yeah. So he did those, and then the rest of the beats are by Jiju Productions, and I think there's a couple from Angel Essencia. Everything was recorded at our old studio on Harwin. So only thing that's been recorded here was the song with me and Global Gospel. It's called Down This Road. That was the latest song. That song was actually not going to be on the album because I just could never find a feature for it. I was going to get Mike Jones on it. And he wanted...
Who, Mike Jones?
Yeah, he wanted too much.
That's crazy, because I just did a song with Magno.
Yeah. So Mike just...
We're gonna be bringing him here pretty soon for an interview.
It'll be good to see him. But yeah, Mike they wanted a little too much for me at the time. It was a little out of my budget. And then J-Dog, I was gonna get him on it, but we had scheduling conflicts. So Global Gospel was here, and he was like, man, what is that? You know, he got on it. So it's I'm really satisfied with the way that song came out. But yeah, the single's Awaken, the album title is Awaken. It's just about my awakening spiritually, being overseas and getting a close relationship with God.
And one more question, man. You married, you've been married for a few years now. Minister, real quick, a quick encouraging word to the brother that's out there married or brother that's about to get married. What does it take to hold it down with your wife, and the patience you gotta have, and what does it take to make it you know, in marriage or as a man in marriage, however you want to speak on it.
Yeah, so well, I'll start by saying this. Me and Cole have been married since 2017 on my birthday, September 9th.
Shout out to Cole Rose.
Yeah. You know, we're together all the time now. We're doing ministry, and it's kind of been like a work fades into personal life kind of thing because we live where we work. What I've learned is, man, you got to identify what your spouse's love language is. We all have our own love language. Like I like positive encouragement. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to, if I do something, I like to be told, hey, that was a great job. Cole likes her personal time and affection. But you just got to identify each other's love language and be open to each other. Hey, this is what I need. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be able to fulfill that for that person. Because if you're talking about a lifetime thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all need something. Now, I will say on the other hand, that I do believe all people should be spiritually whole before they decide to be married. Because you don't want to be half and half, and then you go into this thing together and you're fighting for control because neither one of you are full on the Holy Spirit or full as individuals. Two solid individuals become one super individual, in my opinion. So communication is huge because, I mean, if you're not communicating what one another needs, then there's this huge, like, miscommunication and things get really crazy really fast like that. And respect, you know what I'm saying? Respect one another. You know, it's really simple stuff. My my marriage has been amazing. I married my best friend, you know, and keeping God in the middle, keeping him in the middle. That's,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For me, that's huge. And it sounds cliche, but that's the thing.
No, that's true, man. Yeah. And what can we reach you at? What's your Facebook, your IG?
Okay, yeah. You know easiest way to get a hold of me is Instagram, official D.O.P.E Media. Or you can hit up my personal Instagram. I got like 60 some odd people waiting to be my friend on Instagram under Deeternal. I'm just real careful about who I let on my personal space. Or, I mean, my phone number is everywhere, 832-353-9110. Or Facebook, Darren Goodwin. I also have a YouTube channel, Deeternal. All my content, though, is on the D.O.P.E Movement YouTube channel. So, yeah. And Spotify. Well, you can just Google Deeternal. Like, if you Google Deeternal, everything pops up, so.
Yeah. That's what it is, man. AD the problem solver, Deeternal from the D.O.P.E movement. That's what it is, man. Y'all keep God first, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just a quick encouraging word. The word suggests that the mouth is your most dangerous part of your body. So make sure you take authority over your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that all the words that's coming out of your mouth is encouraging, not discouraging. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Proverbs 18:21. So, you know, don't speak death. Speak life. You know what I'm saying? Y'all simple-minded people well, I'm not always speaking with. Well, if it isn't, it's black and white. If it isn't positive, it's negative. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're a female and your man ain't making enough money, tell him something encouraging. Well, baby, I mean, matter of fact, do this. Don't be part of the problem. Be part of the solution. Yeah. Be part of the solution, not the problem. Why can I say that? Because I am the problem solver. You dig what I'm saying? And we out. Y'all keep God first.
Amen.
You did.